Hey everyone, it's time to Nefis and Chill, and in this video we're going to be looking over a Washington Post article that actually has an interview with Rich Lambert, creative director, otherwise known as Slash Lurk on Twitch. So this interview kind of is basically ZeniMax Online Studios' response to how popular and um, quite strikingly how much people are engaging with New World, even after it's kind of fallen off in terms of user statistics. After the first 2 weeks, it's still pretty high up in terms of viewer count for Twitch. It's pretty high up in terms of player population, and I guess they were just kind of curious what one of the other big MMO studios thought, because right now there's basically World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, which is huge as well. We got Elder Scrolls Online, and now we have New World. We have other kind of MMOs kind of in the background. We also do have an upcoming MMO like Ashes of Creation. I've personally, been keeping up a lot with New World since its beta. A lot of you guys have been asking me, are you going to play New World? And the answer is no. For various reasons, I'm not really going to get into this video, but let's focus on the article here. I'm going to read all of it, or not all of it, but the crux of it. And I'll kind of analyze it on my own. And also, if you guys have any thoughts or comments about what's being said in this article, I'd love to, read it in the comment section down below. But anyway, it starts off with introducing the scene. Okay, we got, like I said, we got Final Fantasy, we got World of Warcraft, and now we have New World, and now ESO is kind of there. What the article doesn't really mention is, of course, the dying state of PvP in ESO, something, I'm not going to get into again because I've made an entire video about that, so you can check that out if you want to know my opinion on that. But yeah, Rich basically has an interview with the Washington Post. Ironically, the Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos. Oh, they even say it here. Okay, but yeah. Rich says, I really like seeing new games that come out. And I've also seen a lot of ESO content creators and also devs play New World, personally. So, it's kind of cool that they're not... I mean, the game dev industry is so small that I highly doubt, contrary to what a lot of fanboys or whoever say or try to make it out to be, I highly doubt the game devs even, have any beef with each other. But he basically says, I love to jump in and play. Okay, cool. And they ask, what has it been like developing ESO during the pandemic? And of course, we all know the answer here, right? Did you guys see an uptick in players, especially last winter? I mean, yeah, even Rich is like, that's kind of a stupid question, man. I mean, everybody's stuck at home. There's not really anything else to do. And they actually ask him not really about New World just yet, but about Final Fantasy 14. And Final Fantasy 14 has noticeably been getting a lot more popular. And they ask him for his opinion. Why do you think it's been doing so well? And he thinks they do a lot of things right in general. They know the game they want to be. They embrace that. And the fans that want that type of game know where to go and know where to get it. They've done a really good job in that regard. That is key, just in general, to making a good game. Really understanding your community and what they want. That was one of the lessons we had to learn really early on when we first launched in 2014. We didn't really feel or have a clear understanding of what game we were trying to make. We tried to walk that line between Elder Scrolls and MMO, and we didn't really hit either of those out of the park. And so we went back and we listened to the community, and we listened to the team, and we focused on making an Elder Scrolls game first and foremost. So this is obviously indicative of potentially they are going to continue focusing more and more and more on, the more casual aspects of ESO, and that's fine. It's a very casual MMO. Like, not a lot of people are hardcore players. Even the in-game PvE is very small. The in-game PvP is kind of non-existent at this point in terms of community. So, yeah, I mean, it's obvious that they have a working formula. They have a community that's a majority. That's a demographic they're catering to. So this is just kind of confirming what we know and kind of cementing, I think what some people fear in terms of, are they gonna finally do something with PvP or something? We'll see. What would you say players want today? So he explains that their main demographic of players loves the lore, loves the story, loves the exploration, quality of life improvements. I mean, that's That's one thing that ZeniMax Online Studios is really getting a lot better at. I mean, the elimination RNG, the sticker book system, transmutation system, the pledge for. I mean, there's so many quality of life changes over the years since 2015 that if you traveled back in time, it'd be a completely different game. It's just how much change they put in. And he just kind of says, in a nutshell, players want to see that you're going to put effort into improving the game over time. And, I think some people take some issue with that, but, it is what it is, I guess. With New World starting up, how do you keep an engaging world to compete with the new kid on the MMO block? And he says, first and foremost, competition is good. It's healthy. It's good for the consumer. And he's right. He's right. The second you feel like you don't have to compete and continue to improve your product is the second that things start to go downhill. So there's a glimmer of hope here, at least for PvPers. Because obviously New World is a PvP-centric game. So it's kind of up to ZOS at this point, because it seems they're still split from my interpretation of this interview. I mean, they said, they tried to walk that line between ESO or Elder Scrolls universe and MMO, but it still seems like they're still walking that line in essence in regards to what do they want to focus on in terms of content. Do they want to focus on everything? Obviously, that hasn't worked out well. Are they going to focus on just, as they say, the story side of things? Are they going to work on, more endgame content for PvE or rewards? Anything, really? I mean, there's so many things that this implies. And, I mean, you guys can talk about that in the comments if you want. But it still seems to me like they don't really have an exact idea of what they want to focus on. I mean, the combat balances alone sort of tell me that to a degree, or maybe there's a larger kind of goal I'm not aware of or people aren't aware of. But yeah, it's very obvious that they're emphasizing the Elder Scrolls aspect of ESO, like, hybridization of sets and stuff like that. But otherwise, outside of that, for content improvement or content addition, like more BG types or something like that for PvP, then I don't know. I don't know where this is going. But yeah, they do acknowledge New World. They do acknowledge that there's going to be now competition. So that could create maybe something for ESO PvP, or maybe not. It can go either way at this point. We do a really good job at having a regular cadence of content. And this is also kind of, as the devs would say, kiss curse. They have a really tight schedule of, constant content updates, pushing out content, pushing out DLC dungeons, pushing out chapters, pushing out, new systems like companions and stuff like that. But the curse side of things here is like the balancing issues, the bugs that are introduced a lot frequently, the constant changes that are huge, that has introduced quite a bit of fatigue for the player base. I look at my YouTube comments sometimes on a lot of different videos, and where those videos are concerned with changes and stuff like that, whether it's a video about the patch notes or whether it's a video about a new system or like new buffs or new item sets. I get the sense that a lot of people are just kind of tired of all the constant changes in terms of the base game stuff, right? More so than they are tired of content. I mean, who's going to be tired of content? No one's going to be tired of content. People will be tired of kind of trying to keep up with changes to how they should play or what they should play. But yeah, I mean, sure. And I guess the last question, I guess this was edited really, really hard. What's the plan for the next year of the Elder Scrolls Online? Where does the Elder Scrolls series go from here? I think the best way to answer that is that we're going to continue to support ESO. We're going to continue building new content, building new systems, and making the game better as we go. That's something that we're committed to doing. Exactly where we're going, new features that we're adding, that's something we're not ready to talk about yet. I will say that where we're going next is a place that nobody's expecting. So, a little hint here. I don't know. What do you guys think the next chapter is? I think some people have theorized from data mining that it's going to be like a Zerodead province or something, or maybe... I don't know. We'll see. But in essence, this article is just kind of showing, hey, ZOS knows that New World's there for obviously. And it's very vague as to what they want to do in response to this new competition. So I guess we'll see what they come up with. In terms of New World, I've seen a lot of ESO PvPers go there, stay there. Some have come back. Some turns out some didn't like it. Some have gone to other games. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But thanks for Nefas and chilling, and I'll see you guys next time.